To fully understand what's happening right now in December in France, let's go back and look what's been happening since June of this year. So, full timeline of events since June. Let's go. First, the European elections, when we vote for our European deputies, which people we send to the European Parliament to represent us. It's not like a presidential election where one political party gets elected, rather, every party is sending representatives based on the amount of voters they receive. Now, attention to this. The problem is that the extreme right party, Rassemblement National, that you may know from Marine Le Pen, aka the French Donald Trump, got 30% of the votes, which is an all-time high for them. And, side note, a terrifying perspective on the rise of fascism worldwide. The real shitstorm starts when our president, Emmanuel Macron, declares the night of the results of the elections that he is dissolving the National Assembly, aka the minister has to resign since apparently the French want the extreme right in power. He wants to give the opportunity for the extreme right to be elected because remember, capitalism always sides with fascism. Anyway, ensues the month ensues the month of June, where we have 3 weeks to create an entire new parliament. And oh boy, did no one open Netflix for an entire month, because this was peak entertainment with alliances and betrayals and reveals and punchlines and this guy locking himself in his office for 3 days because his own political party wanted to overthrow him and he refused to leave for like 3 days and he locked inside. It was an era, I'm telling you. Disney has to stop. I can't believe they made live action Rapunzel a bold French man. Keep in mind, the fascists are at the door of power, so we're laughing, but the left unite, and in massive shock of events, the night where we were waiting for either the final step in fascism or another 3 years of Macron, the left wins! So naturally, the first thing everyone who lost does is immediately claim that no, it's not true, that the left didn't won, because nobody won. Sore loser. It's okay, you can take your time, you can look at this. And my source is right-winged, okay? So don't worry, just look at this and tell me who won, okay? I know just because the results are close does not mean that nobody won and that everybody lost. That's not how it works. Someone has more votes than everyone else. That means that this is the party that is elected. Okay? Loser. So the prime minister, who is from Macron's party, he puts down his resignation on the following week, and Macron refuses. He says that this would cause chaos and instability in the country, which, who started this again? Then for like 2 weeks, he beats around the bush, we are all waiting, and he's like, I don't know, nobody won, no. And of course, look at the timeline, what happens next? The Paris Olympic Games. So Macron says, hey, let's wait until after the Olympic Games, since the Olympic Games are clearly in the constitution, and so we wait. And then the games stop, and we still wait. Until finally one day, in September, he announces the new prime minister. And it's an old guy we haven't heard of in 10 years from the political party who arrived 4th in the vote. Peak entertainment. I am telling you, peak entertainment. By the way, it's the same party that Rapunzel got expelled from. In all the irony in the world, if he hadn't betrayed his own political party to go lick Marine Le Pen's socks, he could have been prime minister. Peak entertainment. I'm telling you, why would you watch Game of Thrones? There's politics at home. At this point, it's been almost 3 months that we don't have a valid government, and that the former government, from Macron's party, is doing its own thing, and passing as many laws as they can, while not submitting them to the National Assembly of Deputies, as it would be required, because Macron dissolved the National Assembly. Anyway, so Michel Barnier, the old guy, pulled from the retirement home of a party who arrived fourth in the election, is appointed as prime minister. And surprise, surprise, what happens when only about 7% of the entire Assembly of Deputies is on your side? Shabam! You get overturned! Which hasn't happened since 1962. And Michel Barnier was already a politician in 1962. So that's what happened last night, the 4th of December. Now, he was appointed on the 3rd of September and fired on the 4th of December. But of course, in the meantime, a lot of things have happened. But then, I fell in the vortex of depression. So I don't remember everything that has been going on these past few months. I don't remember everything as clearly as last summer. Maybe I will make a part 2 of this video, but it's going to depend upon the chemicals in my brain. Another important part of the current events is that Macron's government is so bad that he somehow managed to make the leftist party and the extreme right party to agree. Like, these two hate each other so much, yet they finally agree on one thing, and is that everybody hates Macron. Which asks the questions. Is he still a legitimate president at this point? And because you held your attention for so long, here's a picture of my cat as a reward. Now, I have left out lots of things, because again, depression. So feel free to look at the comments. Let's talk about it. I love you. Bye bye. Kiss.